A very good morning, students. Today we are going to study from your book Footprints Without Feet, chapter 5. Chapter name is also Footprints Without Feet. This is written by H.G. Wells. Let us see about the author. Herbert George Wells. Short form is H.G. Wells, whose birth is 21st September 1866 and died on 13th August 1946, was an English writer. He was prolific in many genres, writing dozens of novels, short stories, and works of social commentary, satire, biography, and autobiography, and even two books on recreational war games. He is now best remembered for his science fiction novel and is often called the father of science fiction, along with Jules Verne and Hugo Jonbach. Let us see the brief introduction of this chapter. Can a man become invisible? This is a story of a scientist who discovers how to make himself invisible. Does he use or misuse his discovery? The story is about a scientist named Griffin. He discovers the rare chemicals which can make a man invisible, but at the same time, the man can be touched and felt physically. Let us read and find out how he uses or misuses his powers for his own. Let us read the chapter. The two boys stared in surprise at the fresh, muddy imprints of a pair of bare feet. What was a barefooted man doing on the steps of a house in the middle of London? And where was the man? As they gazed, a remarkable sight met their eyes. A fresh footmark appeared from nowhere. Further footprints followed one after another, descending the steps and progressing down the street. The boys followed, fascinated, until the muddy impressions became fainter and fainter, and at last disappeared altogether. Imprints means impress or stamp, a mark or outline on a surface. Muddy means covered in or full of mud. Bare, not closed or covered. Fainter, barely perceptible. Gazed, looked at steadily and intently, especially in admiration, surprise, or thought. Remarkable, worthy of attention, striking. Sight, the faculty or power of seeing, progressing, move forward or onward in space or time. Fascinated, strongly attracted, and interested. Two boys suddenly noticed a few muddy imprints of bare feet. They started wondering that what a barefoot man doing on the steps of a house in the middle of London. They also started thinking that where was the man, as he was nowhere to be seen. They suddenly saw another footmark. The man was still not visible. They started following the footprints. They followed them until the footprints became invisible. They had been following a scientist who had discovered how to make the human body transparent or invisible. The explanation of the mystery was really simple enough. The bewildered boys had been following a scientist who had just discovered how to make the human body transparent. Griffin, the scientist, had carried out an experiment after experiment to prove that the human body could become invisible. It was Griffin. Bewildered means perplexed or confused, very puzzled. It was Griffin, the scientist, who had been working for a long time to see how to make the human body invisible. Suddenly, one day, he swallowed certain rare drugs and his body became as transparent as a sheet of glass. Through it was remained as solid as glass. Brilliant scientist though he was, Griffin was rather a lawless person. His landlord disliked him and tried to eject him. In revenge, Griffin set fire to the house. To get away without being seen, he had to remove his clothes. Thus, it was that he became a homeless wanderer, without clothes, without money, and quite invisible, until he happened to step in some mud and left footprints as he walked. Eject means compel, to leave a place. Finally, he consumed certain drugs which made his body invisible. Though it could be felt, Griffin was a lawless person as he had once burned down the house of his landlord who was trying to throw him out of the house, and then, as he wanted to be invisible, he had to remove his clothes and then roam around without clothes and without money. His presence was felt after this. He stepped in some mud and his footprints could be seen as he walked. He escaped easily enough from the boys who followed his footprints in London, but his adventures were by no means over. He had chosen a bad time of the year to wander about London without clothes. It was midwinter. The air was bitterly cold and he could not do without clothes. Wander means walk or move in a leisurely or aimless way. Bitterly means in an angry, hurt, or resentful way. He easily escaped the ways who had followed him, but he had many more adventures coming up. He had chosen a bad time to wander in London as it was winter season going on and the air was bitterly cold. Instead of walking about the streets, he decided to slip into a big London store for warmth. Closing time arrived, and as soon as the door was shut, Griffin was able to give himself the pleasure of clothing and feeding himself without regard to expense. He broke open boxes and wrappers and fitted himself out with warm clothes. Soon, with shoes, an overcoat, and a wide brimmed hat, he became a fully dressed and visible person. In the kitchen of the restaurant, he found cold meat and coffee, and he followed up the meal with sweets and wine taken from the grocery store. Expense means the cost incurred in or required for something. He decided to stay inside a store for 1 month. As he went inside the store and closing time arrived, the doors of the store were shut and nobody was there inside. He got food to eat and wore new clothes without paying for. He became visible again as he wore shoes, overcoat, and a hat. He then found cold meat and coffee in the kitchen and ate them. After that, he had taken wine from the grocery store and sweets. Finally, he settled down to sleep on a pile of quilts. If only Griffin had managed to wake up in good time, all might have been well. As it was, he did not wake up until the assistants were already arriving next morning. When he saw a couple of them approaching, he panicked and began to run. They naturally gave chase. In the end, he was able to escape only by quickly taking off his newly found clothes. So once more he found himself invisible but naked in the chill January air. Panicked means feel or cause to feel panic. Then he slept on the pile of quilt kept nearby and could not wake up on time. Next morning, when the assistants came and started approaching him, he became nervous and started running away. Then the assistants started chasing him as well. He escaped only because he quickly removed his new clothes. Again, he was invisible and naked, without any money in the chill air of January. This time, he decided to try the stock of a theatrical company in the hope of finding not only clothes but also something that would hide the empty space above his shoulders. Shivering with cold, he hurried to Drury Lane, the center of the theatre world. He soon found a suitable shop. He made his way, invisible, upstairs and came out a little later, wearing bandages around his forehead, dark glasses, false nose, big bushy side whiskers, and a large hat. Theatrical means relating to acting, actors or the theatre. Shivering means shaking slightly and uncontrollably as a result of being cold, frightened, or excited. Whiskers means a long projecting hair or bristle growing from the face or snout of many mammals. This time he decided to try the clothing of the theatrical world as he knew that he would surely find something there to cover his face with. He quickly reached Drury Lane, the center of the theatrical world, as he was shivering with cold. He found a shop according to his needs and entered it. He came out wearing bandages around his forehead, false nose, side whiskers, and a large hat. To escape without being seen, he carelessly attacked the shopkeeper from behind, after which he robbed him of all the money he could find. Eager to get away from crowded London, he took a train to the village of Epping, where he booked 2 rooms at the local inn. The arrival of a stranger at an inn in winter was in any case an unusual event. A stranger of such uncommon appearance set all tongues wagging. Carelessly means in a way that shows an insensitive and cruel disregard for others. In means a pub, typically one in the country, in some cases providing accommodation. Wagging means move or cause to move rapidly to and fro. Then, as he did not have any money, he attacked a shopkeeper and robbed him of all his money. Then he felt that London was too crowded and decided to go to a small village nearby, Epping. He took a train and booked 2 rooms in the local inn. The event of a stranger coming and staying at the inn in the winter night was not a normal thing to happen in Epping, and everybody started talking about it. Also, because Griffin looked very strange. Mrs. Hall, the landlord's wife, made every effort to be friendly, but Griffin had no desire to talk and told her, "My reason for coming to Epping is a desire for solitude. I do not wish to be disturbed in my work. Besides, an accident has affected my face." Satisfied that her guest was an eccentric scientist and in view of the fact that he had paid her in advance, Mrs. Hall was prepared to excuse his strange habits and irritable temper. But the stolen money did not last long, and presently Griffin had to admit that he had no more ready cash. He pretended, however, that he was expecting a check to arrive at any moment. Solitude means the state or situation of being alone. Eccentric means unconventional and slightly strange. The landlord of the inn where Griffin stayed, Mrs. Hall, made a lot of efforts to be friendly with Griffin, but he did not want to talk. He clearly told her that his reason for coming to Epping was for peace and quietness, and he did not wish to be disturbed in his work. Also, he told her that an accident had affected his face, due to which he had to cover it. The landlord's wife, Mrs. Hall, accepted that her new guest was a strange scientist and was ready to excuse his temper and habits as he had paid her in advance. Then the time came when his money was over and he had no ready cash available for further payment at the inn. He had to pretend that he was waiting for a check which could arrive at any moment. Then something really strange happened. Shortly afterwards, a curious episode occurred. Very early in the morning, a clergyman and his wife were awakened by noises in the study. Creeping downstairs, they heard the chink of money being taken from the clergyman's desk. Without making any noise and with a poker grasped firmly in his hand, the clergyman flung open the door. Surrender. The clergyman and his wife were awakened by some noises in their study room. When they were coming downstairs, they could hear the sound of money being taken from the clergyman's desk. The clergyman held a metal rod in his hand and flung the door open, and as soon as he opened the door, he said surrender, as he thought he had caught the thief. Curious means strange, unusual. Clergyman means a male priest, minister, or religious leader, especially a Christian one. Poker means a metal rod with a handle used for prodding and stirring an open fire. Grasp means siege or hold firm. Then, to his amazement, he realized that the room appeared to be empty. He and his wife looked under the desk and behind the curtain and even up the chimney. There wasn't a sign of anybody. Yet the desk had been opened and the housekeeping money was missing. Extraordinary affair, the clergyman kept saying for the rest of the day. But it was not as extraordinary as the behavior of Mrs. Hall's furniture a little later that morning. Amazement means surprise. To their surprise, they couldn't see anyone. They looked under the desk, behind the curtain, and also up the chimney, but the person was nowhere to be seen. Yet the desk had been opened and the housekeeping money was gone. Then the clergyman kept on saying extraordinary affair the whole day because he was shocked by the incident. But the thing that happened with Mrs. Hall's furniture were much more fascinating. The landlord and his wife were up very early and were surprised to see the scientist's door wide open. Usually it was shut and locked, and he was furious if anyone entered his room. The opportunity seemed too good to be missed. They peeped around the door, saw nobody, and decided to investigate. The bedclothes were cold, showing that the scientist must have been up for some time. And stranger still, the clothes and bandages that he always wore were lying about the room. All of a sudden, Mrs. Hall heard a sniff close to her ear. A moment later, the hat on the bedpost leapt up and dashed itself into her face. Opportunity means chance. Furious means extremely angry. Peeped, looked quickly and furtively at something. Sniff, drop air audibly through the nose to detect a smell. Leapt, jump or spring a long way to a great height or with great force. Usually, Griffin's door remained closed and shut. He used to get very angry if anyone tried entering his room. It was an opportunity and Mrs. Hall did not want to miss it. They decided to investigate when they saw that nobody was inside the room. His bed sheets were cold, which showed that he must have been up for a while, and also all the bandages that he used to tie around his face were lying around the room. Suddenly, Mrs. Hall heard a sniff close to her ear, and Griffin's hat that was lying on the bedpost flung towards Mrs. Hall and hit her face. Then the bedroom chair became alive. Springing into the air, it charged straight at her, legs foremost. As she and her husband turned away in terror, the extraordinary chair pushed them both out of the room, then appeared to slam and lock the door after them. Mrs. Hall almost fell down the stairs in hysterics. She was convinced that the room was haunted by spirits and that the stranger had somehow caused thieves to enter into her furniture. My poor mother used to sit in that chair, she moaned. To think it should rise up against me now. The feeling among the neighbors was that the trouble was caused by witchcraft. Terror means extreme fear. Slam means shut, forcefully or loudly. Hysterics, a wildly emotional and exaggerate reactions. Mourned, make a long, low sound expressing physical or mental suffering. Witchcraft means the practice of magic, especially black magic, the use of spells. Then the chair in the room dashed itself, hitting Mrs. Hole in her legs. As they got scared, Mrs. Hole and her husband were going out of the room. Then the chair closed the door, and suddenly a sound of slamming the door and locking were heard. This terrorized Mrs. Hole, and she was about to fall down from the stairs. She was convinced of the thought that there were spirits in her inn's room and that the stranger had caused this to happen. She mourned that her mother used to sit in the chair which hit her leg and thought that now could it rise up against her. The neighbors of Mrs. Hall thought that it was witchcraft which had caused such a thing to happen. But witchcraft or not, when news of the burglary at the clergyman's home became known, the strange scientist was strongly suspected of having had a hand in it. Suspicion grew even stronger when he suddenly produced some ready cash, though he had admitted not long before that he had no money. The village constable was secretly sent for. When the news of the burglary at the clergyman's house reached other people in the town, everyone started suspecting the strange scientist. Suspicion grew stronger on him when he produced ready cash for his payment at the inn, even though he had told some time back that he didn't have any money and was waiting for a check to arrive. The village constable was called for. Instead of waiting for the constable, Mrs. Hall went to the scientist who had somehow mysteriously appeared from his empty bedroom. I want to know what have you been doing to my chair upstairs, she demanded, and I want to know how it is you came out of an empty room and how you entered a locked room. Constable was sent for, but Mrs. Hall didn't want to wait for him. She went straight to Griffin as he had appeared from the empty bedroom at the inn. She asked him what had he been doing upstairs to her chair and furniture. She also asked him how did he come out of the empty bedroom or enter the locked bedroom. The scientist was always quick tempered. Now he became furious. You don't understand who or what I am. He shouted. Very well, I'll show you. Suddenly he threw off bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and even nose. It took him only a minute to do this. The horrified people in the bar found themselves staring at a headless man. Mr. Jeffers, the constable, now arrived and was quite surprised to find that he had to arrest a man without a head. Horrified means filled with terror, extremely shocked. The scientists became really angry and started shouting that they don't understand who or what he was and decided to show them the truth. He removed his bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and also his nose. It took him just a minute to do all this, and the people in the bar were horrified as they looked at the headless man. Mr. Jeffers, the constable of the village, was surprised as he saw that he had to arrest a man without any head. But Jeffers was not easily prevented from doing his duty. If a magistrate's warrant ordered a person's arrest, then that person had to be arrested, with or without his head. There followed a remarkable scene as the policeman tried to get hold of a man who was becoming more and more invisible as he threw off one garment after another. Finally, a shirt flew into the air, and the constable found himself struggling with someone he could not see at all. Some people tried to help him but found themselves hit by blows that seemed to come from nowhere. Prevented means keep from happening, means rokna. Magistrate is a judge, especially one who conducts a court that deals with minor offences. Knocked means collide with, giving them a hard blow. But Jafar still wanted to do his duty as he knew that the magistrate wanted him to arrest the person, and it did not matter that he had a head or not. As he threw away more and more of his clothes, he became more and more invisible, and finally, after Griffin removed his shirt, he was nowhere to be seen, and Jeffers was struggling to arrest a man who had become completely invisible. People who tried helping Jeffers were also struggling as they were hit by the blows from nowhere. As Jeffers made his last attempt to catch hold of the invisible man, he was knocked unconscious by the invisible man. In the end, Jeffers was knocked unconscious as he made a last attempt to hold on the unseen scientist. There were nervous, excited cries of hold him, but this was easier said than done. Griffin had shaken himself free and no one knew where to lay hands on him. Now, as Jeffers made his last try to catch hold of the invisible man, he was knocked unconscious by the invisible man. Everybody was shouting, hold him repeatedly, but Griffin had set himself free from them and nobody could understand how to catch him. This is all student. I hope you have understood. Thank you for watching the video.